it's been violent, it's still violent, and these guys are working, and ladies are working as hard as they can. It gets disappointing every time we get a recruitment class in there and there's only 8, 10, 12, 15 people in there. My position, our position, that this is a great step to trying to get officers into the city of Cleveland. For my officers out there, we are still working on the retention. We still have work to do. But I think we've taken a great step going forward to trying to get men and women into the city and give the citizens what they deserve as far as the quantity of officers out there. You got the quality already. They're great men and women, and hopefully we give them a little break on this mandating and get us up to staffing here over the next couple of years. It's a long-term fix. It's not short, but I think we're going in the right direction.
Chip.
I think all my thunder was stolen. I'm Joe Mallon, president of Buffalo Lodge 8. The reason that the Patrol Police is involved with that as the supervisors union is we're short supervisors as well as part of the ongoing problems with retention. And the only way to get supervisors, to supervise patrol officers, is to get the backfill. So although today's announcement has to do more with the recruitment of officers, we have to recruit in order to backfill the patrol officers, promote the supervisors to get us at levels that we're at. So again, I thank the mayor and the CPPA and the partnership we have at the table. I'm looking forward to working forward with the retention aspect of this to show the membership that the mayor and the Patrol Police and CPPA were serious about what needs to be done to recruit and retain officers and, in our case, supervisors within the Division of Police to continue to make this the best city that it is. Thank you.
So with this agreement, we'll continue having conversations about additional investments we can make to support the men and women of our police department. This is all a part of our RISE initiative, raising investment in safety for everyone. And hopefully today's announcement shows material progress around recruitment of new officers. We have a lot more work to do. That'll be the latter part of our conversation this morning and this afternoon. But you have my commitment and the commitment of our union leaders around this table to make sure we can see material progress for the residents of Cleveland. We'll have a few moments for questions.
When will this bonus going into effect? Do you have some of those recruits that have left already? Can you say, hey, we have a bonus?
So after the press leaves, we'll be signing the MOU, and hopefully as soon as the agreement's signed, we'll have the new bonus in effect immediately.
So the ones that left, we were giving to them to come back? If they want that bonus, or no, or too late?
That's all a part of the open discussion.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you had any discussions yet today, or do you plan to later today, about issue 24, Charter Section 115? I know officers certainly have their concerns about that. Is that on the table today?
Yeah, so both Jim and Jeff really expressed some of their concerns about the level of discipline that currently exists inside the department and how that's affecting morale and culture. And it's feedback I've heard as mayor from our men and women fighting violent crime all across the city. I believe we have a dual mandate: aggressive law enforcement to keep our city safe, but also constitutionally appropriate policing. And I know Jim and Jeff are committed to giving our administration some tangible ideas and tangible recommendations to make sure we can continue to have thoughtful, constitutionally appropriate policing, but also aggressive law enforcement to keep our city safe.
Mr. Mayor, how do you plan to keep the officers that you had? Retention. Oftentimes, we recruit, train, and then they are, in my word, not yours, stolen from us by the municipalities. What are you going to do to make sure that the folks who you hire, we train, we pay for, stay in the city?
Well, that will be the second part of our conversation this morning, talking about substantial investments in additional pay increases for the men and women of our police department, and retention bonuses as well, too, to make sure they feel supported, to make sure financially we've been a competitive department. We are in a war for talent right now across the country when it comes to law enforcement. And I've given my word as mayor that I'm not going to spare any expense to invest in public safety, and we're looking forward to those continued conversations around additional investments related to wage increases and retention bonuses as part of our retention aspects of these ongoing conversations.
You're looking at go to council?
Well, the MOU that we'll sign does not need to go to council, but if we have additional wage increases, that might need to go to council. Yeah.
Mayor, you're looking ahead with this, of course, laying groundwork for the future. What about tonight? We're seeing evidence of officers not being able to respond to shot spotter calls for 2, 4, even 6 hours. We had a guy shooting in front of his house, and he saw no police officers. The chief said it was at least 2 hours. That's under investigation. Our helicopter followed a wild, dangerous driver the other morning for more than half an hour, giving a turn-by-turn description even when that driver stopped, and no police ever came there. How can that be acceptable?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I know Jim and Jeff share the same sentiment. Despite the fact that we are down nearly 20%, every single member of our police department is working their tail off to keep our city safe. And not only are they working hard, but we've got more resources on the ground to cut down on violent crime. You saw that last week with the support of Governor DeWine and the State Highway Patrol. You saw that the week before with the support we've got from the U.S. Marshals on Operation 216. And today's conversation and today's agreement is another positive step forward to really addressing safety in our city. But we recognize we have a lot more work to do. This is a journey, but today's conversation and today's agreement is a positive path forward to address violent crime in our city.
How many officers do we have now, and what is your optimal level that you have to have?
Ideally, we want to be fully staffed, but Chief Drummond can give you the full number.
Harry, today we're at 1,226, and we're budgeted for 1,498.
Can you explain kind of what it's like right now? How much overtime are officers working, and how often?
I can chime in. The officers are working quite a bit of overtime in all 5 neighborhood districts, and in some of the specialized units as well. And some of those, as Jeff just mentioned, Jeff Allman, the CPPA president, some of it's mandated. We want to make sure we have mandated basically means that they're required to stay a little longer, depending on the shift and so forth. So in order for us to make sure that we maintain a level of staffing out here, sometimes we're forced to require officers to stay a little longer. So we're not going to sacrifice the safety of our general public. But also important is the balance to make sure that we're taking care of our officers. The men and women out there are working diligently, as Jeff just talked about. And we want to make sure that they're not working too much. We want to make sure they have the opportunity to get rest. We want to make sure they have the opportunity to see their families, spend time with their families and so forth. And I think this particular agreement, or MOU that's signed today, is a really good positive step forward to be able to enhance our abilities to bring more people into the front door to assist our officers. And we'll work days come and weeks go by to enhance our recruitment and also our retention of the officers like to bring salaries and so forth.
But
Mr. Mayor, $24 an hour, how far post-academy does that extend? And can you give any specifics on the wages and military incentives?
and then you want to discuss that further.
Sure. So the 24-hour cadet wage applies while the trainee is in the academy. Once they finish the academy and join the force as a Patrol 4, they transition to the Patrol 4 rate. With respect to the military and college education, an officer that cadet that finishes the academy with those credentials will join the force as Patrol 3. So they would skip the Patrol 4 level, which if you use today's wage scale, comes out to about a $3,700 1-year enhancement of compensation against what they would make if they were staying in the entry level classification.
And that's out of that or
Mayor, to follow up on what you said before about discipline, does that mean that you are open to changing the disciplinary rules as they are right now for police?
We haven't got there yet, but right now I'm in listening mode to make sure I'm getting real feedback, intentional feedback from Jim and Jeff and the men and women of our police department to make sure they feel supported, they feel respected, but they also have the tools that they need to have to keep our city safe.
Mr. Mayor, can you elaborate on the shot spotted on 131st at a church that was a shooting?
Yeah.
And the residents didn't help. Mm-hmm. Talk about that. Talk about the importance of making that work for us because see something, say something that's not working, respond to that.
Yeah, you're talking about Reverend Mark Smith's church, Sanctuary Baptist Church on East 131st Street. There was a gunshot there. No one called 911. Luckily, one of our officers responded very quickly, offered first aid immediately on site because of ShotSpotter. Year to date, ShotSpotter has saved 6 lives, over 20 plus arrests, over 20 plus guns recovered. It's not a perfect tool, but given where crime is in our city, we cannot allow the perfect to get any of the good. And good work is being done because of technology. Well, in closing, I just want to say this. One of my community leaders that I admire, Evelyn Burnett, has this great quote that change moves at the speed of trust. And over the last 6 weeks, Jeff from CPPA and Jim from FOP have worked very collaboratively with our administration to get material progress in the first phase of this agreement around the recruitment of officers. We have a lot more work to do around retention and deployment and really addressing some of the morale and culture issues inside the Division of Police, but I have a lot of good faith that we'll have additional progress because of the trust we've built to date, and I know we're all committed to getting the job done. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks. Now we get back to work.
Are you guys discussing more today too? No? Oh, okay. I was like, are we going to expect more before the 4 o'clock show?
Raising something?